Hello everyone, welcome to our new video lecture series of the irrigation engineering. I am Rishi Pandya from Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology, and today we are discussing about the distribution work. It is from the module 3 as per the GTU syllabus. In this chapter we are going to understand about the different type of irrigation canals, irrigation system, the basic theories to design the irrigation canals like Kennedy and Lacey's theory, and then the lining of the canal. From the today lecture, we are going to start with the types of canal. So let's start. So first question in our mind will strike that what is canal, right? So you can see the definition onto your screen, and in the verbal words, a canal is an artificial channel, generally in the trapezoidal shape, which is constructed to carry water from a river or from a reservoir for a various purpose such as irrigation, power generation, navigation, etc. The term canal and the channel are the synonyms. That means they are the same. Okay. So into the video, if you can see the channels, then don't be confused. The word canal and channels are the same, right? So this is the definition. And if we are talking about the India, the total agriculture export from the India grew at the cumulative annual gross rate of 14.61 percentage. Over final year 2010 to 2019, it will reaches up to the 38.54 billion dollars of the growth rate of the GDP. So that's why we have to understand about the irrigation system, and basically we are from the civil background, so design of this canal are very important to be understand. Now next move to the main topic, types of the canal. Used. Then talking about the power canal. A power canal is used to carry a water from generation of hydroelectricity. So here you all know about the power generation throughout the water, right? We are used turbines to generate electricity from the water. Due to the water moving water boundaries, the turbine will be moved and it will generate a kinetic energy into the electric energy, right? Then last one is feeder canal. Feeder canal are used to feed the water out two to more of the canals. Okay, it will use to feed a water into other canals. Like here you see the note, canal can serve more than one purpose. Obviously a single canal, if there is a main canal, then it will use to serve more of their purposes. Like if we have made a main canal for the irrigation, then it will be used to navigate power supply also, and the as the feeder canal also. So next, jump to the type of canal based on the alignment. So it is the main topic for the GTU purpose, the alignment of canal. So there are basically three types of watershed canal, or we can also say it the ridge canal. Another one is contour canal, and last one is the side slope canals. So let's understand with the figure. Here you can see the watershed canal or a ridge canal. You can see here the what this is the river boundary, right? Wait, let's understand first the theory. Then after I can define you this figure. Here, the watershed or ridge canal is divided by the ridge line between the catchment area of two streams is called a watershed or ridge canal. A ridge line which can divide a contour into the two separate zones, which considered as a ridge line. Here, thus between two major streams, there is the main watershed, which is called ridge line, which divide the drainage area of the two streams. So here I can explain you from the figure. You can see this is the contours, right? Like a mountain. This is a ridge line, which can divide this contour into the two separate lines, right? Here you can see this ridge line is parallel to the watershed, so it will very easy to cultivate this total land because the water will be drained out into the slope region, right? So it is very easy to transfer the water from this ridge line to the separate areas due to the slope or due to the gradient. We don't need any cross drainage work or etc. So it will be most economical in case of a gradient, right? At the slopy region also it is very useful. Generally on the slopy region we are going to use the ridge canal only. Here also the canal which is aligned along any natural watershed is called a watershed canal or a ridge canal. Obviously, aligning a canal means main canal or a branch canal or a distributary onto the ridge ensures gravity irrigation on both sides of the canal. Again, let's move to the figure. You can see this is the watershed line, dotted line, white dotted line, right? Here you can irrigate or transfer the water from both sides. Here, this side also and this side also. Similarly, this side also and this side also. The whole area will be cultivated by the water due to this ridge line. Okay. Also, there is no requirement of any pump or etc. or any other mechanical equipment to irrigate this land. Understand? Since the drainage flow away from the ridge Okay, no drainage can cross a canal line onto the ridge line. Thus, a canal line on the watershed saves the cost of construction of cross drainage work. Simple, I can explain you with the figure that it will be irrigate on the both side of the ridge line, right? Also there is a gradient or a slope, so there is no necessity to construct any of the cross drainage work or any other mechanical devices to pump out the water. Simple, due to the gradient the water can flow through the cultivated region, so it is the most economical way. Here see the schematic diagram. Here reach of main canal in the line. Here from the cross section you can easily see that the canal constructed onto the ridge line which is parallel to this natural river, right? It will collect the water from the nature river either or from the rainwater also. So here is the contour. This is the contour, right? Means slopy region, and the ridge line when divide it into the two regions. First one is here, second one is here. So it will easily drain out the water from the slope, and that water will in last move to the nature river also. So here how it is work. Next, contour canal. Watershed canal along the ridge line are not found economical in hilly areas. Here, a watershed canal along the ridge line are not found economical in the case of hilly areas. Obviously, we learned that the ridge canal is economical only if there is a natural river along with the canal onto the both side, right? But in the case of hilly region, the river flows into the valley well below the watershed, right? In fact, the ridge line may be hundred of the meter above the river. It therefore become virtually impossible to take the canal on top of such a higher ridge line. In that condition, contour canals are usually constructed. Obviously, because the ridge canal is too high as compared to the natural river flow, so it is impossible to take the water from the natural river to the ridge canal. So we have to construct a contour canal. But here a contour canal irrigates only onto the one side because the area of the other side is higher. Obviously, you can see the schematic diagram of contour canal. See, here is the river and the canal diverted from the river. Then it will be cultivate or irrigate this land by some major or minor distributaries. But you can see that here is the contour, right? So it is impossible to irrigate the land in this direction because this is the upper gradient and water never moves onto the upper gradient exactly, right? So this land is only cultivated throughout this contour canal. Hope you can guys understand this. Also here it can be irrigate areas only onto the one side, as in the case of contour canals. A side slope canal has very steep bed slopes because the direction of the steepest slope onto the ground is at right angle to the contour of the country. Here you can see the schematic diagram alignment of a slight slope canal. It is a ground contour. You can see the first gradient is 1000, another one is 950, and then 900. So simply it is a downward slope. So from, if the canal is here, then it will cultivate this land into this direction. So from the canal alignment, we can understand that the canal has to be aligned in such a way that it can cover the entire area proposed to be irrigated, right? With shortest possible length and at the same time its cost, including the cost of cross drainage work, is a minimum. By choosing this all factor, we have to design these canals. Also, there are some general consideration for the canal alignment, like the length of the main canal from the point where it take off from a river or a reservoir to point where it mounts on a watershed should be minimum. Also, the contour alignment should be changed this way or that way in order to reduce the number of cross drainage works to the minimum. We have to use minimum number of the cross drainage in terms of making this type of canals. So obviously the construction cost will be reduced due to the less number of cross drainage work. So it will be more economical than further. Also, the alignment should avoid villages, roads, religious place, cemeteries place, important monuments, etc. And the alignment should pass through the balanced depth of cutting. If not, it should involve minimum depth of cutting or minimum height of filling. It is just because to minimize the construction cost. The alignment should not be made in a rocky or brackish or crack strata. Obviously, if we choose the rocky region, then you know there are too many cracks into the rock, right? So that canal will be seep out through the soil or through the water. So we have to avoid that type of region. Then the canal should cross the stream where it is straight with the minimum waterway, right? Also, the design of this canal consider on that way where we have to cultivate means command area. We have to make the canal nearer to the that place, so the distribution system from the canal will be minimized, right? We have to construct this canal into the nearer place. Also, the canal should be aligned such that its crossing with the roads, railway lines, and drainage are the right angle. Right angle means 90-degree. In no case the angle should be less than 45. Also, you have to understand that. Most possible we have to make an angle up to the right angle 90-degree to these roads and railway lines, right? Also, we have to consider some alignment of a water course or a field canals. Okay, so the following points should be considered. So listen carefully. The first is the water course should be the laid along the boundaries of the agriculture field. Okay, another one is separate water courses should be provided for field at a high level and those at a low level. The water courses should be capable of supplying sufficient water to the tail. Next, the field channel should not pass through the rocky, brackish or cracked strata. And the last one, the water course should be as few as possible to minimize the losses. The so from the losses word you can strike that which type of losses will be held into this canal. So it has a huge another different topic. So from next lectures we can see about the losses of canal. So today we end our topic here. Thank you for listening. See you into the next lecture.